May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it serves as a reminder of the importance of prioritizing mental health and the hidden epidemic our country's been battling for years, which is suicide. I want to give you some numbers. 4,500 people in this country die by suicide every year. When you break that down, that means 12 people die by suicide every single day. Alarming. Today we have Aanchal Vash with us. Aanchal lost her twin brother to suicide in 2016, and she's now on a mission to help other people recognize the hidden signs of suicide and what those are, speaking from her personal and professional experience. Good to have you here this morning.
Thank you for having me here, Lindsay.
I'm sorry about your brother who died in 2016, but tell me a little bit about him. Tell me about your brother.
Thank you for asking. The Shar was an extremely charming individual. He was full of life, zest for life, and anyone that would meet him would always leave feeling inspired and lighthearted.
There's some beautiful pictures that we're showing now. When you see these pictures, what are you seeing?
Joy. I think he was a high performer that wanted to excel in life and make mom and dad proud.
Your brother was 24 years old, only 24 when he died. When you think back to your brother's life and your experience with your brother, what were the signs that now, you know, having the perspective, that you look back and you go, oh, maybe that was something?
So his symptoms kept changing over time, and it's probably because, you know, with time things got worse. But from the beginning, I would say things that we noticed were excessive crying. Excessive crying every night. He would only come to my room, maybe because we were twins, he felt more comfortable to do so. And then eventually it moved on to him avoiding being around family. And then he started avoiding his friends. We started noticing changes in his sleeping pattern, in his nutrition. He had no will whatsoever to clean his apartment, to take care of food that expired. Like he just didn't have the will to take care of himself. And unfortunately, towards the end, he had a substance use problem. He would often say things like, "Nothing can help me."
Right. How did that make you feel at the time?
Hearing him say that nothing can help me quite often towards the end always made, I was very young too at that time. You know, we both were immigrants here, we both were on work permits. And so I started going out there and started looking for resources, things that can help him. But no matter what I would present to him, he would always say, "This isn't going to help me, Aanchal." It was almost like he had given up. He was so hopeless that there's potential to get better.
Heartbreaking. So if somebody watching right now recognizes these signs or symptoms in somebody that they love or somebody in their life, what can they do?
I would say if it's a high-risk case, forget confidentiality, immediately call for help. Call 911 or call the suicide hotline. Because, you know, I've been in situations where friends have called me before, and the moment I realized when I'm on the phone, this person is talking about they're in the balcony, they're under some substance use, and immediately I called their partner, said, "Leave work, go home," and they were able to take the next steps to make sure that they were safe. So when it's high risk, forget everything, jump into calling for professional support. But if you're unsure, follow this methodology. It's a mental health first aid methodology that we teach at my mental health nonprofit, Reach Out Together, which is LUR. It's an acronym.
Okay.
Listen non-judgmentally. You know, often when people share, we jump in and say, "I've been through something like that. I know somebody that went through something like that." But by doing that, we're dismissing their pain. So the first step always is listen, and listen non-judgmentally. And when we do that, the person is more inclined to listening to what comes next, which is empathize. Empathize with what they're trying to say to you. You know, really be in that feeling with them. Next is understand their problem. Like when you're listening, you're empathizing, be present right there. Create that safe space for them, right? And then lastly, refer. this is when you refer to any supports that you may be aware of. Even ask them, are you interested in learning about any supports, right? But if you don't do the first few steps correctly and make them feel safe, they're not going to listen to anything you have to say. They'll just dismiss you.
Well, listen, Aanchal Vash, thank you for bringing us those tips. We really, really appreciate it. And we appreciate you sharing your story with us this morning.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, Lindsay.
If you at home know someone who is thinking of suicide, please call 911 or 988, the suicide helpline number that Aanchal just mentioned for Canada, or you can always head to canada.ca to ACT Sources. We'll be right back.